Hey everybody, Hunter Fisher, Trapper, Trader, Guide, Scout, and Interpreter, and just a country cook, Steve Hall, here in Nashville, Tennessee, along with pretty Miss Sheila running that camera. Hi, Sheila.
Hi.
You do such a great job all the time.
Well, thank you.
You know, we have an email that people send a few recipes into, shotgunredcompany@yahoo.com, and a guy named Rick sent me something and said, what do you got? I need a low-carb recipe. What do you got low-carb? What if I told you tonight you could have low-carb pizza for only 10 grams of carbohydrate? I'm not talking about per slice. I'm talking about you get the whole pizza for only 10 grams of carbohydrates. I got to do a little last minute figuring out here, so bear with me here. How many carbohydrates in a medium onion?
There are 10 grams of total carbohydrate in one medium raw onion.
How many carbohydrates in a mushroom?
There are 0.6 grams of total carbohydrate in one medium raw white mushroom.
We got some information here. We got lots of ingredients. I just proved it to you. Come on over. Let's get started on an entire pizza just for you tonight, and it's only going to cost you 10 grams of carbohydrates and low cholesterol as well. Check it out. You know, Sheila and I love to make breakfast wraps, and we use these OL'E Xtreme Wellness High Fiber Low Carb Wraps, and they're just delicious, only 5 net carbs and no cholesterol. And we got thinking, wait a minute, what if we made a pizza using one of these instead? And it's so delicious. So I'm looking for these the other day in the store, and they were kind of out of that particular style, but I found these. The same thing, only tomato basil. And I thought, these are the ones I'm going to use for the recipe on the cooking channel. Now, I want to give thanks to this company for coming up with something. Every time you try to open up a pack of cheese or these little Ziploc bags, you tear it off and it's got about a 1/16 of an inch you try to pick with your fingernails. This company right here came up with the slickest way to open up their product. Down here, about a 1/4 of an inch in, you pull that little tab off, and it still leaves you almost an inch to peel open, and it opens right up nice. Isn't that slick? Finally, a company made something that would open up easy to use their products. And now let's work on our toppings. First of all, we are going to add just a little bit of cholesterol because we're going to put breakfast sausage in here. I'm going to give it just a little bit of oil. And here's the best part about breakfast sausage. By the way, before we go any further, I've got my little cheat sheet over here so we can figure it out per ingredients. Breakfast sausage, we use Tennessee Pride. You can use Jimmy Dean. Kroger makes a great breakfast sausage. It's delicious. Use whatever you have, and you know how many carbohydrates there are in breakfast sausage? 0. So far, we're still up to just 5 grams with our little tortillas. Let me get this browned up. All right, our sausage is looking good, getting browned up. Took an onion, cut off each end of a medium onion, took the skin off the outside, and we chopped 1/5 off there so we'd have 2 grams of carbohydrates. So we have 1/5 of a medium onion in there. And what I'm doing is I'm making the ingredients to go on both mine and Sheila's pizza, because we're going to divide this once we're done. So we got 2 carbs in there for our onion. And mushrooms, remember it said it had a medium mushroom was 0.6. To get down to a half, we picked slightly smaller mushrooms and chopped up 2 of them. And now we have 1 carb in there for our mushrooms. Oh, and here's the best part. Nice big knock of butter in there. 0 carbs in butter. Don't use margarine, use butter, the real McCoy. So we got our mushrooms, our sausage, our onions, and a regular tomato, a medium tomato, has about 4 carbohydrates in it. So we chopped off, or 5 carbohydrates, so we chopped off 1/5 of that and diced it up, and there's 1 more carbohydrate in all the toppings. This is just about done. We're also going to put in just a shot of garlic paste. I love this product because it's easy to use. You can use minced garlic, you can use fresh garlic. I just use gourmet garlic paste. We're going to mix that in. What is Italian food without garlic, huh? All right, now I didn't drain the sausage because I wanted the flavors to get on all the vegetables, but I am now going to drain the sausage and drain everything else on paper towels here. Perfect. Going to get this out here and let this sit for a while so it soaks up all the excess grease and all the liquid off of there. And then we're going to build our pizza. All right, we got our cookie sheet sprayed up here. We got a couple of our tomato basil tortillas, which is going to become our pizza crust laid on here. Now here's something you're going to run into like I did. When you get to the grocery store and you're going to be looking for pizza sauce, you're going to be over in the spaghetti section, and you're going to be looking all over the place for spaghetti sauce, and they got all kinds of brands, including Ragu spaghetti sauce, pasta sauce, and everything else. You're in the wrong aisle. Ask somebody at the store, where are your homemade pizza crusts that are already pre-made? Go over to the next aisle over, and there will be the pizza crusts, which are not over by the pasta, and you'll run into pizza sauce. Look for Ragu home style, because a lot of them are 7 carbs, 9 carbs, and 11 carbs for a quarter of a cup. This is only 5 net carbs, Ragu brand, for a quarter of a cup. So we have a little less than a quarter of a cup here, because we want to turn that into 4 total, or 2 per pizza, carbs for our sauce. You wanted low carb? We're tweaking it for you right now. Plus Ragu is really good stuff anyway. Spread this around. And I'm going to show you a tip that we do. And I'm going to take credit for it myself, because I used to have pizzas up there at the sub shop at Subway, and I'd make them do it this way. Most people put the sauce down like this, and then they start putting their toppings on. Don't do that. Put a layer of cheese on, then your toppings, then another layer of cheese. Again, I want you to look around in the cheese section. This is mozzarella, and I also found pizza blend, which has provolone and parmesan and a lot of neat stuff in. We're going to put the mozzarella down first and then put the pizza blend. But if you look and look and look, you'll find pizza cheese like this that has less than 1 gram of carbohydrates for a quarter of a cup. So I marked this as my pizza blend with 1 little tomato in there. Sheila said as we were setting up, "Did you want that little tomato in there?" I said, "Yes, that's how I know which one is which, because you can't tell them apart." But first, we're going to put down our mozzarella. And I have enough in this little bowl for 2, for me and for Sheila. We want to put a little layer of this down first. And this is key when you're building this, to really have it come out just delicious. All right. Now we're going to put our little toppings on, which are still draining in this paper towel over here. I'll put a little bit over here, then a little bit over here. I guess I could have raked this out onto a bowl before I turn the camera on, but that'd be cheating. All right, we're getting close. A little bit more over here, a little bit more over here. And I'm going to give you the totals on all this at the end, so I can prove to you that we're having 10 carb pizza for the whole pizza. Going to spread our little toppings out on here.
Spreading the love around. Huh?
Am I spreading the love around, baby?
Yeah.
Doesn't that look good?
It does.
Now, again, put a layer of that cheese down first, a quarter of a cup. Then put the other quarter cup of the pizza blend on top. Now you've got about 4 different cheeses in here. And this is going to turn out absolutely delicious. Now here is where Sheila and I part ways, so to speak. Man, I love these little fishies. She does not like these. And you can find them over there in the tuna section at the at the store, little flat anchovies, and they're in oil. Same thing, I drained the oil off this, and I know that I'm going to cut this in about 4 to 6 different slices. So maybe I'll just put 4 of them on there for now. Or maybe an extra one. I don't know. Maybe I'll put one extra. I love these little minnows. They are so good on there. They're very salty and very tasty. Well, maybe one more. I just love anchovies. All right. Now we're going to pop these in the oven at 425 degrees until they're golden brown, and we'll be right back to show you some 10 carbohydrate pizzas, not per slice, for the whole thing. It's all yours. Wait a second, I almost forgot. You know me and store-bought. I got a little container of store-bought cilantro. Man, this makes it so fantastic. And I almost forgot it. I was so excited about my little minnows over here that I forgot to put the cilantro on there. Oops. Don't get too much in one spot because it's strong enough to be just fantastic. Now, let's head to the oven at 425. See you in a bit. All right, our pizza's back from the oven, 425 degrees, and because they're real thin crust, only took about 15 minutes. Come take a look at this. Well, let's see if we can cut up our little pizza here. See how this turns out. Now, Sheila also likes to eat these little pizzas and just eat the toppings off sometimes and leave the little tortilla, which means she's only got 5 net carbs. But looky here, Mr. Rick, wherever you're from, wanting a low-carb pizza. How about if you get your entire pizza for 10 carbs? Everything on there. Trust me, this is delicious. And we just eat these with a fork, or you can pick them up and eat them just like regular little pizza slices. And let me see how I do with mine here. Remember, mine has them little minnows hiding in there, so I'm going to try to cut in between the minnows if I can. So I get a little bit on each one of them.
Yeah, they're definitely yours.
Are you saying that this one is mine, Sheila?
Definitely.
All right.
I'll have to be doing some picking.
All right, let me pull these apart just a little bit. And there you have it. Your own personal pizza. I'm going to open them up just a little bit so you can see in between the slices, just for Sheila's photo. How's that look, Sheila?
Pretty.
You like it like that, or you like it back together for the picture like this? Which one you like better? Like that?
Yeah, let me get
Either way, they look and they taste absolutely delicious. Sheila and I make them all the time. Just think, you get your own pizza for only 10 carbs. And if you're like Sheila, you'll want a bottle of ice water to go with your pizza. Now, I know not everybody drinks out there, but if you want a beer, how about a Michelob Ultra, low carb, the whole bottle, only 2 carbohydrates. So you can have your beer and your pizza for 12 carbs. Rick, you wanted low carb. Here's the whole thing. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope you enjoy all of our recipes because we make them just for you. We really hope you subscribe to our channel. It's pretty easy. Little Shotgun Red's face will pop up over here when it does. Click on it when it says subscribe. Click that little bell right next to it. Then you'll be notified every time we come out with a new recipe. We'll show you another recipe over here that might be a neat snack you can try. But most of all, is this the most delicious little personal pizza with anchovies? Not on Sheila's, but on mine. Wow. If it ain't, it ought to be. That is fantastic. We'll see you next time right here on Cooking with Shotgun Red. What do you think, Sheila? No minnows over here, just all cheese and goodness.
You know how I like it.
All right, there you go, Rick. Low carb. Hope you enjoyed it. See you next time. Bye-bye. Oh, wait, I almost forgot my little tally sheet here. Let me see. Wraps, 5 carbs. Sausage, 0 carbs. You can use pepperoni, whatever you want, usually 0 carbs. A half a carb for the mushrooms, a half a carb for the tomatoes, 1 carb for the onion, 2 carbs for the sauce, and 1 for the cheese. Comes to 10 carbs per pizza. What did I say? Got it figured out because I can cipher too. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.